Man who lost his wife, his home, and he's now battling dementia. Well, his sister sat down with us, telling us how he's struggling to reclaim hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is money that state law and a federal judge say should be in his bank account.
The American dream, everything that, we tell people, if you work hard enough and you do all the right things, you can have it.
Peter Davenport bought this house in his hometown of Reading to raise his family. He paid for it outright, no mortgage, no one's help, with money he earned as an electrician.
The house meant everything to them.
Especially according to his sister Teresa, because Peter had overcome a lot of difficulties as a kid, including severe learning disabilities.
He struggled to read, he struggled to make sense of things. Language has always been hard for him to understand.
That made managing his business hard, and his family never knew he got behind on his taxes. Then, in April of 2020, his wife died of a massive stroke.
I think that just sent him into such a depression that he was unable to work at all.
It was only then that his family discovered the town of Reading had foreclosed on Peter's home years earlier after failing to pay property taxes. Peter told them he never knew about it. Teresa says she immediately tried to help, but it was too late. Town officials were taking action to evict him.
I asked Reading, is there anything that we can do? Can we buy the house back for you? Can I pay you what he owes? And they said, no, the wheels are in motion.
More than 8 years after foreclosing on Peter's home, the town of Reading evicted him in 2022, leaving him homeless, at times living in his electrician's van.
He lived in there for months. And it was awful.
3 months after evicting Peter, the town of Reading sold the property for $400,000. At that time, he owed a total of $151,000 for back taxes, interest, and fees. With the $30,000 for costs associated with the home sale, the town netted almost $220,000 in profit. The family is now fighting in federal court to get that money back to Peter.
It's a significant money. He could have put it on a down payment. He could have had a place to live. So I was just very upset morally. It just seemed really unjust what was happening to Peter.
Peter's attorneys point to the 2023 unanimous U.S. Supreme Court ruling making it clear foreclosing on a home, selling it, and keeping the profit is unconstitutional.
We're not asking for more than he's owed. We're asking for what he's owed, and they're refusing to do that.
In court paperwork, the town of Reading argued Peter missed the legal time limit to get his money back. Last fall, a federal judge sided with Peter and awarded him the $220,000 in profits from his home sale. But Reading filed an appeal just last month.
We don't think their arguments are valid. They're certainly not morally valid.
The family and their lawyers plan to continue to fight for Peter, who is now battling dementia.
It is essentially a drop in the bucket of their town budget. And it's not your money. It's his money. And it will make a huge difference in his life.
So we reached out to Reading town officials who declined to comment on this case. And just today, Attorney D'Angelo filed another lawsuit in federal court against Reading on behalf of a different homeowner there. Experts we've spoken to say there could be many more people owed money in cities and towns all across Massachusetts, potentially adding up to millions of dollars. Live in the newsroom, Karen Anderson, 5 Investigates.
Wow.